Hello.
It is me, Natsu. If you're wondering, that's weird.
I don't think I was notified of Natsu going live because I recorded this. I'm kind of testing the waters right now. I'm trying to try something. I'm trying to try something, let's just put it that way. So I feel like I would play in this, but it's kind of, there's no point, right? If it's, would you still want to see my face? Because I'm playing this record, you know, I'm not live, so it doesn't really make sense for me to have this overlay, honestly. So I think I just go back to this to focus on the game instead. Unless you thought otherwise. But anyway, TLDR, if you think if you find that I sound differently as well, I'm using my old microphone right now. I'm back in my hometown celebrating Lunar New Year, so I thought, hey, maybe I can record a teeny bit of stuff while I'm here, since I obviously can't go live and I wouldn't have the time to. And I wanted to test the waters for something right now. Let's put it that way for now. I just want to do that. So anyway, I'm playing Deathwish. It is a game, a submission for the Game Jam, the 6th annual Spooktober Game Jam last year, which is the same game jam. It's the same game jam that I participated in. You can find a link to this game in the description below. I'm gonna begin playing the game. I will mention something. Let me just point this out. The artist, I really dig how the style is kind of up my alley, and I really dig how the UI is present along with the dialogue. It is just always there, and it's just so neat. I really like it. The first thing I noticed was the silence. No breeze stirring the leaves, no birds singing in the branches, no twigs snapping underfoot tiny paws. And I can't stand no text speed. I hate it when it has to move like that. Like, oh my god, by the time I already caught up, man. Alright, there you go. Okay. There you go. Okay, let me redo this. No breeze stirring the leaves, no birds singing in the branches, no twigs snapping underfoot with tiny paws. Nothing but the sounds that I bring with me. The crunch of dirt with every step, the steady pulse of my own heartbeat, the quiet breaths cascading into the air as a cloud. Then I noticed the cold. It stings my nose and fingers and covers me in goosebumps. The last thing I notice is that I don't remember how I got here. Actually, I don't remember anything at all. It doesn't matter. I can figure it out when I'm out of this forest. I walk down the path. You can always go left. Am I the only living thing in this forest? I should have heard something by now. I try to focus on anything besides the quiet. I look around through the fog. The misshapen rocks scattered across the ground, and the vines growing up the trees. I realize everything looks like a nightmare. I try not to focus on that either. How does the vine and everything looks like a nightmare? Aku tak faham. I keep walking, staring ahead at the spot where the path disappears in the fog. My feet carries me as though they know no other's purpose. Keep walking. One foot in front of the other. Left? Why does that rock look so familiar? And that bush? I swear I've seen it before, but I know I've never been here before. Right? It's telling you to go right. I don't remember ever being in this forest, but then again, I don't remember anything. I'm curious. I think I'll try to just constantly go to the left. How long have I been walking? Am I going somewhere? I just got lost. What time is it? I look up, but the moon doesn't have answers. Oh. It remains constant like the fog. I just want to go home. Where is home? My pace slows. I can't get caught up in that now. Not while I'm still here. But where is here? How did I get here? Why can't I remember anything? Where am I? I stop and look down at my hands. I can see them, but there's a nagging feeling in the back of my mind. It says that I'm wrong, and I know that it's right. These hands aren't really there. I'm not really there. I am only a shadow. Have I always been like this? Have I always been here? Can I go back? I think it'd be very funny if the whole thing is just a metaphor for burn. Like, turns out that it's a metaphor for burnout. I don't know why I said that. It's kind of have the feeling of like, oh god, I'm not really here. Like, have I always been? I'm not doing anything. You feel? Go forward. No, I can't go back. I may not know who or even what I am right now, but I know I'll get answers if I keep going forward through the forest for a moment longer, until the silence is broken. Oh, are you lost, little one? I freeze. Hello? Quite curious, finding a soul traveling these woods, alone and afraid. And a shadow. I would help you if you wished it. My head begins to nod before I can think. Where are you trying to get to, little one? Home. Do you believe that is where you are going? Or are you simply wandering through a forest? I pause for a moment to consider. The voice is right. I have no idea where I'm going. I don't know. Oh god, is the audio loud? I cannot access this right now. Shit me. I just want to put it out there as well. I don't have a pop filter with me, so I think I'll try not to, but you might hear a bit of a strong in my piece. Just to clarify. I don't know. The voice doesn't respond. Who are you? You cannot know me until you know yourself. What? Do I know this voice? Do I know you? You have known me for quite some time. You see what I mean? Then what's your name? My name is Burnout. I don't know. What is yours? I don't remember. I can't bring myself to say it out loud. The thought feels like a knife in my stomach. My vision begins to blur as tears cascade down my cheeks. I don't know what my name is. I don't know where my home is. I don't know who I am. You are crying. No shit. His voice is quiet. I can almost see the head tilt that accompanies the words. I look behind me, but it's only the dense forest and the unrelenting fog and the bitter cold. The voice is right. I am wandering through a forest. How can I find home if I don't know where it is? How can I find home if I don't even know who I am? Why do you cry, little one? Because I want to go home. I just want to go home. I understand. Oh, hello, handsome boy. You handsome. Then from the shadows emerged a being, a creature of nightmares. Hey, don't insult them like that. He is beautiful one, okay? He's just a scout. Hey, this protagonist discrimination towards should I even call it skull monsters? And instinctively, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I instinctively take a step back. I'm just joking because I am a monster fucker. I am not trying to insult. I'm not trying to insult this beautiful fella. What are you? I am many things. If this creature is many things, then the first among them is frightening. God damn. Your taste. How can you look at this creature and not think, yeah, I would tap that. We stare at each other for a long moment until my heart stops pounding and I can make myself speak again. What is this place? The creature gestures to the forest around us. My home. I bid you welcome. Your home? I look around the forest, still silent, cold, and terrifying. It makes sense that something like this will live here. Hey! It's lovely? It's lovely. Oh, look at me, it's so sexy. Lies do not become us. Come, I will guide you. But I would not lie. It turns and continues down the path I was walking. This will lead me home, right? It hesitates. It has no expression, no eyes, no lips with which to smile from. But I feel the fog of the forest thicken with something that mirrors my own lingering sorrow. Yes, I follow it. The forest remains still, cold, and silent. The only sounds come from the leaves and twigs crunching and crackling beneath our feet. It doesn't speak another word until I do. It doesn't speak another word until I do. I decide to ask again the only question that matters. Who am I? You will learn with time, little one. How will I learn if you won't tell me anything? Asian parents. With time. It takes a left when the path forks again. And just like me! The trees here are even more dense, thick as the fog that covers the underbrush like a blanket. Then, as I take another step, a faint light begins to shine ahead of us. It hangs in the air, drifting lazily in the non-existent breeze. A shimmering, glowing wisp. Then another. You mean these? Oh, they interacted with me! How do you... I got it really loud, sorry. How do you code with that? Oh, I'm so curious. I mean, you can definitely... Oh, that's so cool. That's cute. I like it. And another. The longer I look, more of them seem to appear around us. What? They seem to dance in the stillness of the forest like this. The glow of their forms painting it into a beauty that defies the darkness surrounding us. Then the creature in front of me speaks again in a voice so quiet, so soft. They have missed you. My passion and inspirations is fleeting and I don't know, and energetic. It doesn't stop working or offer further explanation. Missed me? It doesn't answer, and I don't ask again. If it wanted to tell me more, it would have done so. The wisps follow us. They accompany us like the lanterns and gentle guides, nudging the mists around them to part it. Some brush against me as they do, and it's a sense of belonging when I feel the warmth of the glow on my own shadowed skin. I quietly thank them for the comforting warmth, and the creature shifts its head as though to hear me better. I reach out and grab one, gently caging it between my fingers. I hold it against my chest, a beautiful reprieve from the forest's ceaseless chill. The creature shifts its head even more, as though to steal a glance. They have missed you, it said. I want to ask it more questions. It knows who I am. It knows, and I don't. But I can't bring myself to ask again. The quiet rumble of his voice breaks the stillness around us once again. The trees are doing well. I look up at the canopy. The night sky is hidden behind the leaves. Rays of moonlight pierce through the spaces between branches like rainfall. Serpentine vines strangle each tall tree trunk. Looking out is not quite so frightening. It's beautiful, in a forbidden sort of way. Then I hear something, the lazy lapping of water against stone as it weaves its way through the forest. It's a creep. It makes me homesick, and I ache for something I can no longer remember. Do you wish to touch the water? Yeah, boy, I forgot I can save! Oh no! Yes. Am I allowed? The fog lifts, almost imperceptibly. Imperceptibly pronounced hard. Always. Its eyes are on me as I step forward and let my fingertip brush across the water's surface. Gentle ripples form in the wake of my fingers, changing the moonlight's reflection into a kaleidoscope of yellow and white. I brush another fingertip, then another, then my palm, and then my hand is submerged beneath the cool, clear water. And you are smiling. I am? I hadn't noticed. When I looked out at the being, its eyes are intent on me. It stares like it wants to speak. But then it breaks my gaze and turns away. Will we be there soon? It doesn't answer for a long time. Hello? If I answered, would it ease your fear? Would you be able to tell its truth or its falsehood? I think about that for a moment before accepting that this creature is probably right. I don't answer, but the silence doesn't last long. Instead, it asks its own question. How would you describe your home? Oh, safe! Warm or safe? Safe. Safe. It repeats the word slowly to itself, as if mulling over my answer. What? What's wrong with Safe? The being begins to chuckle softly. Safety is a fickle thing. Hey, shut up! One can receive their final wound from anywhere, no matter their precaution, and one can emerge unharmed when walking through fire. Tell me, do you feel safe now? Safe, I meant emotionally, okay? With you? Yeah, with you, Hotbot. Hell yeah. Honestly, yes. You've led me this far and you've been nothing but kind. I don't know what it is, but something in me wants to trust you. His hollow gaze turns towards me. This part of the trail is hazardous. Take my hand. Oh, you sexy being. It reaches behind itself, extending a cloth-covered palm. It's a beckoning motion, an air of expectations, but the movement is slight, hesitant. I press my own hand on top of the creature's. Its claws wrap around me. Oh. The bone chills the surface of my skin. It pulls me gently forward, and I am immediately thankful for its assistance. I trip on a tree root in the path. I would have fallen over completely had I not been holding the creature's hands. Its hand remains steady as stone as I pull myself back to my feet. I warned you of the hazard. No, you said it was hazardous. There's a difference. I failed to understand. You told me that there was danger here. You didn't tell me about that root. I stumble again. Or that rock. Ah, I understand now. There's a rock. There's a root. There's a rock. 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 There's a root. There's a root. There's a rock. There's a rock. There's a rock. There's a rock. There's a root. There's a rock. This goes on for 5 uninterrupted minutes. Are you for real? But despite the lack of rocks, roots or vines grasping at the stumbling feet, the bee doesn't let its hand fall as we walk. Like wow, are you? Did they really took literally and be like, yep, okay, let me tell you then. There's a rock over there, there's a root over here. That's kinda cute. Instead, there's a quiet question that permeates the air. An unspoken desire made near tangible. It wants to hold on to me. Maybe this is not intended, but the monster fucker in me is calling. I want it to. It's comforting. Its skin is cold like snow. Its fingers tickle the back of my hand like pencils scratching the letter. As we walk, my eyes trace the trees nearest to the path. The forest doesn't seem as bleak as before. There's something about this creature that puts me at ease. But then I look at my hand, and I remember that this thing leading me doesn't have hands. It has claws. I want to pull away, but you have become hesitant. Yes, I understand. It's silent. The protagonist is weak! This is silent for a moment as he looks somewhere distant. When he finally speaks again, his voice is a sad murmur. My home was much worse once. It was a desolate, empty place. Without warmth, without safety, without life. It must be unsettling how time can make ruin of all creation. It comes unbidden, bearing its permanent gift of change, and there is nothing to be done but to accept it. Yet despite the change, here we are. I think this is metaphor. Tell me, little one, if you could make your own change to this place, what would it be? Why keep asking me to? This is a lot of pressure. Life. Warmth and safety? Or would it be life? Because with life, eventually it may lead to warmth and safety, because you have a chance to find one. But if you just warm and safety and there's no life, eventually you would just stagnate. Yes? Yeah, life. I got really loud again, sorry. Life. My answer comes without a second thought. The single spoken word leaving my lips before I realize it. He hesitates and his clawed hand tightens ever so slightly around the deadened branch it uses to navigate the path. No, did I make it sad? Wait. you would bring life to my home. If I could. It keeps walking. The forest grows more dense as you travel further down the path. The vines from the trees abundant, the roots thick with age. This part of the forest is old. I find myself wondering just how old. I ask the creature. I do not know exactly. Centuries upon centuries. You said before it was empty. Why is there life in it now? It was a gift. I tilt my head, my brow furrowing. Someone was able to give you a gift of life? There's a moment of silence. It was you. And the creature's shoulder seems to tighten. Though it is a movement almost invisible that I start to think that I imagine it. Yes, someone very important to me. Oh, is it disappointed? But there is no sense in dwelling in the past. What has happened is not what will come to be. Come, the end of the journey grows impatient. I'm almost home? A soft sound comes from the creature. Yes, you are almost home. We walk together in silence, a quiet only broken by the sounds of our footsteps. I find myself wanting to pry deeper, to ask my own questions, to remember who I am and what this being is. Will you tell me your name now? A deep rumble echoes through the woods, akin to a light chuckle. I have told you, little one. You cannot know me until you know yourself. Ask something else. Ask about the gifts, I guess? I think you have a favorite gift. One could interpret that as bold. All that has been given to me, from the leaves to the wisps, I hold precious. How could I dare claim one is best? I want to believe it, but something about what he just said, or rather how they said it, from the leaves to the wisps, there was love in how he said wisps. You have a favorite, and I know what it is. How very bold indeed. I can hear the smile in his voice. I imitate the creature's tone and cadence. One could see it as bold, but I see it as obvious. Then, which gift is it, pray tell? I copy it again. In order to know, you must know yourself. Stop that. I laugh aloud. It echoes through the woods, louder than the siren and sweeter than the hymn. I look at the creature, and it is still looking at me in earnest. The sight makes me giggle. Here is this terrifying beast before me, and it wants to know what present I think it likes best. I don't speak my answer. Gently, I reach for one of the floating lights. Its warmth welcoming my palm. I look at the creature, meeting its eyeless gaze. We look at one another for a long moment. Alright. Ask another question, little one. I swallow, then look down at my hands. I almost forgot that they are shadows. My next question comes easy to me. The person who gave you the gifts, will it come back? Was it me? Oh, and I forgot all about you. Don't worry, we can't lie. And now we can get on with each other again. What are they like? It answers without hesitation. Beautiful. Oh, warm. Kind. I met its gaze, and I met with an intensity that asks something of me. It turns its back and continues walking. Do you miss them? Its pace slows, but it doesn't stop. It looks up, as if the answer could be found behind the canopy and the clouds. Yes. It's only one soft-spoken word, but a heartache that accompanied it steals the breath from my chest. There was an ache for something lost. It is dark without them. Painful. Yet what they must endure to come to my home. I never wished it, but they must end, and end, and end. And for their strife, they receive this. The creature gestures broadly at the twilight forest. Some glowing bubbles are an ill reward for them. Its head tilts back down. Often, they arrive broken. We just deaf, unable to speak, or unable to walk, or rarely unable to move at all. Yeah, I think it's better for I would hold them and offer what little comfort I could. It turns slightly to glance at me. It's strange how a being made of bone can seem to be in so much pain. I want to cry along with it. Oh wow! How faint memories can become. We've reached the end. I look out towards the wooded horizon again. The end of what? We're still in your home. We're still in your home. You said you would take me to mine. It stops walking. Its voice became barely as a whisper, an echo of the deep rumble it had been moments ago, as if it's trying to hold something back. I am. I instinctively step back. I'm not afraid of this creature. It's been nothing but kind to me. It's hurt in some way, and I want to help it. What's happening? Why are you... It shakes his head. Do not concern yourself with my emotions, little one. I will be alright. It takes a step toward me. When I don't move back again, it hesitantly approaches. Clawed hand reaches out and tentatively brushes away a strand of my hair, grazing the curve of my cheekbone. I grab it before it can pull away. This is like so spicy. I can't help it. I'm worried about you. Look at me. I do without thinking. I see a doorway to the void where I stare into its empty sockets. I have no need of fear, for I am above harm. There is nothing, be it in this forest or elsewhere in this creation, that can wound me. You should not worry for me as you do. Allow me to take you home. I release his hand and silently comply. It places its claws against my forehead. Its sorrow, the fog, the gentle touch overwhelms me. The last thing I hear is a soft plea. Then darkness takes me. Remember me next time, my love. I will wait for that day. For you, I will wait an eternity. Over and over again. But for now, fate must once more lead you away. You are someplace warm. And I am alone.
Oh, okay, so it is. Oh, my love.
But, huh? What? There's more to unlock. Huh? Nah, okay, let me try something else. Will they come back? They do not belong here.
Huh? Is it like literal?
Because they always die here. But somehow they always come back, so there's kind of a weird loop. Nothing precious belongs here. But yes, they will come again and again until there is nothing left of them to give. That is the way it was, the way it is now, and the way it will be until time once more lays waste to what it touches. It turns its back and continues walking. Do you miss them? Yes. It's 8 for something lost. It is dark about them. It's still the same thing. What if I let you go, man? Ask us about this. Okay. Do you like living here now with all your gifts? Their presence makes it bearable. I'll take that as a no. I think about asking how it was before, but if it's only bearable now. Another question. What do you do for fun around here? Fun? Do I appear to be a being of leisure? Then what did you do to pass the time? It looks into the distance again and remains silent. I began thinking of another question, but then it answers. I walk the paths. There are as many roads through my home as stars in the sky. I know them all well. That must be a lonely way to pass the time. It was, for a long while. Then your friend gave you the whiffs. It makes it sound like a sigh, more than a friend. They were the joy of this place, and from that joy came home. Ask another question, little one. I swallowed and looked at my hands. I almost forgot their shadows. Okay, who gives the game? Okay, this one is the same thing. Alright, okay, I'm gonna load again. I'm gonna come here. Not you. Fuck off. This one. Warmth and safety. I think every home should have warmth. There is coldness here that sinks to the bones. Even after all this time, I'm powerless against it. No hearth's fire will survive here now. The darkness suffocates. The fog thickens once more. The melancholy that wraps around its words stopped me from finishing my answer. It keeps walking. The forest grew more dense as you travel down. It's the same thing! Alright, let me hold your hand. I let go. I looked at its hand with daggers where fingers should be. I feel the pricks against the back of my hand, and a thought forces its way to the forefront of my mind. You shouldn't play with knives. It loses its grip before I can say anything, and my hand slips away. You've become hesitant. Yes, I understand. It's the same thing. I think, right? This is the kind when it may be the same conversation, but depending on what you choose, the ending is different. Oh goddamn. I don't know, man. I think it's that kind. But I don't think... Let me go check. Alright, I'm gonna go for the bad one. I want to go home. Okay, same thing. Turn back. Do you have what? Okay, no. I shake my head. And then we'll be there soon. Warmth. Warmth. It repeats the word quietly to itself, though there's no hint of surprise in its tone. I became more aware of the chill that permeates the air, and the seeping shiver filling my lungs with each breath. Then the creature murmurs an apology, so faint, the mist threatens to keep it for itself. Then I apologize. Oh, they gave a different answer. Why? I cannot rid this place of its chill, try as I may, however. It raises a hand, like gesturing for a bird to land on his finger. Your wisps held. My wisps? Is that why they missed me? Because they're mine. One of the lights flutter around its clawed hand. They are yours because they cannot be mine. They give light and warmth, neither of which belong in my domain. I regret to say, I cannot even feel them. Its hollow gaze turns towards me. This part of the trail is hazardous. And take my hand. Should I take your hand though? I do, but I need to get a different ending. Oh. Oh! I didn't even have to choose to let go because they let go by themselves. The path is smooth once more. I let go of the creature's bony hand and start rubbing warmth back into my fingers. You've become hesitant. Yes, I understand. It's silent for a moment as he looks somewhere distant. When he finally speaks again, his voice is a sad murmur. My home was much worse once. It's the same thing. What do I want? Warmth and safety. I think every home should have warmth. There is coldness here that sinks to the bones. Even after all this time, I am powerless against it. Okay, it keeps walking. The forest grows more dense as you travel further down the path. The vines from the trees are abundant. The roots are thick with age. This part of the forest is old. I find myself wondering just how old. I asked the creature. I do not know exactly. It's the same thing. What's a gift? Gift of life. Okay, is this disappointed? What happens now? Come, the end of the journey grows impatient. I'm almost home. So yes, you are almost home. Wait, something else? Okay. Ask about his home. Do you like living here now with all your guests? Their presence makes it bearable. That is a no. Ask another question. Will they come back? They do not belong here. Do you miss them? Yes. It's only one soft-spoken word, but a heartache that accompanies it steals the breath from my chest. It was an ache for something lost. It is dark without them. Painful. Yet, what they must endure to come to my home, I never wish it. But it must end, and end, and end. And for their strife, they receive this. The creature gestures broadly at the twilight forest. Some glowing bubbles are an ill reward for them. Its head tilts back down. Often they arrive broken, unable to speak, or unable to walk, or rarely unable to move at all. I would hold them and offer what little comfort I could. It turns slightly to glance at me. It's strange how a being made of bone can be seen to be in so much pain. I want to cry along with it. How faint memories can become. It speaks as if to itself now, but the torment in its voice is no less. Instead, it only grows. But I wonder, how is this any different? I had thought the longer path would help, so I went with you. How many times? How many times must I walk with you, only to make you leave? You come broken, hurt. You came without memories, and I see now, there is no hope in their return. How many times must I hope for your return? How many times must I hope for your return? You must remember me. Once more down the path, you must remember me then. What are you? Every wound you take is mine, and I cannot give you another. If I could mend your wounds instead of give them, but life is not my domain. I can only bring you to hurt. I must send you back to the world that's only ever spelled you in. I must, but cannot. Forgive me. Please, forgive me. I cannot let you be hurt again. Not ever again. I am this skull guy, Yandere? It's not really, but oh no. Platonic. I guess it is literal then. It's not really metaphorical, like it is literally happening. Kind of literally happening? Either they live different lives or there's always been the same loop. But it might be a different one. As in reincarnation. Might be? Feels like it. If we are just to take this quite literally. I don't know who I am. I can't remember seeing a thing about myself. The air is still for a moment. And I feel a gentle brush against my cheek. Clawed fingertip, carrying a tenderness that betrays the haunting, unholy creation in front of me. It traces my skin as though I was something to be worshipped. Its voice was deep before, but now it's a low rumble far too tender to come from the horror before me. I know. You were never meant to stay. It wipes away my tears with its thumb. It feels smooth and cold, like metal brushing against my cheek. I'm gonna save this time just in case. Just in case I messed up. You've been here far too long already. Where is here? My home. I bid you welcome. The being steps away from me and the remnants of my heartache still glistening on its claws. Your home? I look around, still terrifying. It makes sense. Okay, that's this thing. Yes. Am I allowed? Will you be there soon? How will you describe it? Warm. I'm in a memory. Huh? The skip is kind of weird. I skip for those that I've seen already, but I'm not sure if it's really okay. Yeah, you know what? Never mind. I press my own hand on top of the creature's. Its claws wrap around me. The bone chills the surface of my skin, and then I'm somewhere else. I'm in a memory. It's coated in a blanket of warmth and my own laughter, a distant, faded sense of belonging. The creature didn't laugh alongside me in the memory, but the air was lighter, and the fog less imposing. The mist surrounded me as it does in the present moment, and the clouds from the past held me in a loving embrace. Do you remember? The being's hand created my own in the same way it guided me through the path, gentle and reverent. A parallel between past and present. A moment repeated endlessly. Do I remember? The memory fades and I'm left with a deep, unknowing ache. I have been here before. The memory fades and I'm left with a deep, unknowing ache. I have been here before. The creature's hand tightens around mine just barely, an imperceptible whisper. Okay, what is it? It wants to hold to me. I want it to. You become hesitant. No, life. If I could. Wait, huh? You bring life to my home if I could. How long? Because they did brought life to their home before. Oh, you poor thing. Oh, you said me. Why is there life in it now? So give me a gift. Oh, someone gave me a gift. Its words caused the breath in my lungs to halt, and a chill in the air entirely forgotten as the vision of a wild bare tree comes into my view. Oh, a memory. Or is this what's in front of me? It was a simple gift at first. A scattering of trees to fill the horizon of my home. Something that break the tortuous emptiness as I wait. A dark tree trunk bearing no green. On the next visit, they were unsatisfied with the color. I was given leaves. A full canopy coats the sky and branches. A painting wilderness in their existence without wind, though the underbrush remains as dark as the path. Unsatisfied still, they lamented the lack of bushes, vines, moss, mushrooms, the underbrush that completes the forest. The horizon is painted further with flora. Fields of green cascade down from the branches and the path below is overrun with beautiful shades of life. I wish I could see them better, but the forest remains dark under the faint glow of the moon. Light, they said on the next visit, to better see the path. A creation that would travel with me while they were away, lest I be alone to wander my home. My forest. They gave me wisps. The air thickens. It feels like it's more than that. Like the person might not really just be and the being's hand tightens even more around his staff as it remains impossibly still. Yes, little one. They gave me the wisps. I can't pronounce. That's very kind of them. They have a kind soul. The tree fades from view and I'm left alone with the bee and the wisps again. I hold one in the palm of my hand once more, and the sense of connection is even more overwhelming than the last time. Come, the end of the journey grows impatient. I'm almost home? Yes, you're almost home. Work together. Well, I'm gonna ask for home. Do you like living here, I guess? Ask another question. What are they like? It answers without hesitation. Beautiful. Warm. Kind. I met his gaze and I met with an intensity that asked something of me. He turns his back and continues walking. Do you miss them? They pace slow, but it doesn't stop. It looks up as if the answer could be found. Yes. I would hold them and offer what little comfort I could. You hold. And just as I start, a realization snatches the rest of my sentence from my lips. I know now. I've been in this forest before, and I've met this creature before. My hands tremble. I don't know when I stopped walking. I don't know when the forest gave way to the field before me, offering me an escape from the fog and a shield that closed the undergrowth. But I do finally know who I am. I'm assailed by thousands, hundreds of thousands of memories, countless lifetimes that I lived, loved, lost.
Okay, it is kinda literal, like...
I was a gardener, my gentle hands tending... Ah, that makes sense! I was a gardener, my gentle hands tending to the herbs in my soil, always encouraging growth. I was a baker, rising with the sun and stoking the flames of the oven, crafting with dough and the joyous song. I was a mother, a father, a daughter. I was a held breath. I was running through the rain. I was the sun's warmth and the winter's frost. I was life.
Oh, is it literally?
I look up. The creature is impossibly still before me. It would be holding its breath if it could breathe. But it can't. Breath is a symbol of life, and this thing isn't life. Your name is Death? Yes, little one. At last you know yourself. You. It stops for a moment, its claws tightening around its staff. You are the final soul of life. It looks away, and the fog thickens to echo with sorrow. I step closer to it, my hand reaching out instinctively to offer the same comfort it's always given me. Its gaze becomes fixed on my hand, a careful trepidation, as if it doesn't quite believe that I remember. But I do remember.
Oh.
We are at the end of the path now. I know. Then you know you must go home. There cannot be a world without you. I know, but I'm scared. Why? Because it's going to be different this time, isn't it? It will be. As life's final soul, you have completed the cycle and thus begun it anew. All will return, all will reset. It will be a different dance to the same tune. You will learn its steps with time. What if I don't? What if I can't learn the steps? That is impossible. You fear that you are not enough. You are life. It is in your nature to persevere. And you are always enough. You must go now, little one. And I promise, you will be okay. So this one is platonic ending. And then there's the last one where we can be together. Oh, I can do that. That's why when I said life, they said it without a second thought. And then Death is like, yeah. You did that before? You hold. Oh, there is. But just as I start, a realization snatches the rest of my sentence from my lips. I know now. I've been in this forest before, and I've met this creature before. My hands tremble. I don't know when I stopped walking. I don't know when the forest gave way to the field before me, offering me an escape from the fog and shield that coast the undergrowth, but I do finally know who I am. I was a baker, I was a mother, father, I was alive. I looked up. Oh, so tragic! Oh, the romance between life and death! This thing is alive, your name is Death. Yes, my love. At last, you know yourself. You. It stops for a moment, its claws tightening around its staff. You are the final soul of life. It looks away, the fog thickens. I say, my hands reach out instinctively to offer the same comfort it's always given me. Its gaze becomes fixed on my hand, a careful trepidation as if it doesn't quite believe that I remember that it loves me, and that I loved it. We are at the end of the path now. I know. Then you must know. Then you know you must go home. Go home? Right. That's where it was leading me. Home. Belonging. Safety. More memories floods my mind, each one a jewel to be loved. I had once been a dancer, a life long-lived, and my end surrounded my family. I had held Death's hand and taught it to dance with me. I remember the sound of Death's robes shuffling the leaves beneath us, like music in the quiet of the forest. Then another memory, when my end left me broken. I was a whirlwind of grief, righteous in my anger at what I had endured. Then another memory, when my end left me broken. I was a whirlwind of grief, righteous in my anger at what I had endured. Death held me and gave me a quiet, and the chill of his bones, a balm to my heated skin. Millions of moments, each one secret, all led to Death's arms. It looks at me now with reverence. I wonder how I could have forgotten all the times we have met, walked, spoke, laughed, loved. Live, love, laugh. How could I have forgotten knowing it? Even now, I know what it was to ask me, but never will. Not until I do. I am home. I always have been home, because you were with me. It remains still then. It kneels before me. You do not belong here. You are too precious, my love. It is dark here, and cold. Then I'll make it warm. I brush my fingers against one of the wisps. I've done it before. I still have more love to give you. I've given you the trees, the river, the bushes. How would you like some color? Then, as naturally as breathing, I give it flowers. A rainbow sprouts from the ground above his feet. My little love, I am, always and forever, yours.
Yay! I finished it! That's all the 4 endings. That's cute! Okay, it's not metaphorical. It was literal. There was reincarnation. It was literally death and life. That's cute. And death is just like, whoa, life,
It was when I am with you, things are brighter. Oh whoa. But alas, you have to go because I love you, so I let you go. Oh, what am I? That was neat. That's cute. That's neat. It's quite neat. I like it. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's Deathwish. That is Deathwish by the developer Weary Cat. You can find them on the itch.io page that I will drop in the description. And gotta say, the music also is quite nice. It's just quite simple, but it's quite nice. It's neat, but somehow it just spikes every time I got to an ending. I had to keep adjusting the music. I'm not sure if it overpowered my voice at all, but whatever. So that's a neat game. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you guys rest well or have a decent day for those at the other side of the time zone watching this video, and goodbye.